I'm Lindsay Littman. Here are your headlines from Central Texas. Suspended OBGYN Major Blaine McGraw is now in custody at the Bell County Jail. This as members of Congress are now demanding an independent investigation into what they call systemic failures. Our Juliana Jackson has the latest.
Suspended Fort Hood OBGYN Major Blaine McGraw was arrested by Fort Hood and booked into the Bell County Jail on December 3rd. He's being housed as an inmate of the U.S. Army. The Army's Criminal Investigation Division is now revealing the scope of its investigation. Army CID says it's conducted hundreds of interviews and reviewed more than half a terabyte of digital media. To put that in perspective, that's enough data to store more than 100,000 photos or hundreds of hours of video. More than 100 women have now come forward as plaintiffs across multiple law firms, including former patients from both Fort Hood and Tripler Army Medical Center in Hawaii, where McGraw completed his residency from 2019 to 2023. Fort Hood officials say they identified 1,400 potential patients from McGraw's appointment logs and have sent them notification letters. This case has now caught the attention of Congress. Hawaii's congressional delegation has sent a letter to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, calling the allegations a matter of grave concern. Senators Brian Schatz and Mazie Hirono, along with Representatives Ed Case and Jill Toccato, write that McGraw is alleged to have assaulted and exploited potentially thousands of former patients. The lawmakers add the department owes these victims accountability for its failure to stop this misconduct. The congressional delegation is calling for an urgent inquiry by the DoD Inspector General into what they call systematic failures. They're demanding a joint briefing within 6 months and answers to 8 specific questions. Texas Senator Ted Cruz sent a statement to 6 News saying, "These reports are deeply concerning and indescribably horrific. I and my staff are in contact with the Army and monitoring their investigation. I'm committed to ensuring a full accounting of the facts and that justice is served."
Meantime, our team reached out to state senators, local representatives, Army CID, and McGraw's attorney. We're waiting to hear back. Residents living near the Niagara water plant in Temple say they're frustrated and concerned as the city council is set to vote on a possible annexation of nearly 850 acres of land into the city limits. The land currently zoned for agricultural use is expected to be rezoned for light industrial development, despite the industrial park already having more than 2,000 acres available. Residents are speaking out. Last month, 6 News met with a homeowner in the area along Moores Mill Road who said she has voiced concern for years over what she describes as nauseating smells coming from the Niagara bottling plant. A separate landowner in the area, Kenneth Lutz, is worried more facilities will only add to the problem and disrupt the tranquility of the rural area. The land's owner, the Economic Development Corporation, requested the voluntary annexation, something state law allows. That request appears to be the council's primary reason for supporting the expansion. Lutz says residents still haven't been given a clear justification from the city as to why nearly 1,000 additional acres needs to be annexed.
They already have 2,000 acres available for building on. Why do they need a 950 more? A lot of residents that live in this area are concerned about the tranquil nature of this rural community here versus what it's going to be once it's developed for industrial purposes.
Part of the uncertainty comes from the term light industrial, which can range from warehouses to manufacturing plants. Of course, we'll stay on top of that expected vote. And those are your headlines from Central Texas.